Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This is the month of January for the year of 2024. How is it already 2024? Someone please tell me. I literally have no idea. It feels like we just started 2023, but here we are, and here we are on a brand new month, brand new journal, and I'm ready for a new year and a fresh start. And the theme that I chose for this month is coffee. I very much wanted it to be sketchy vibes, almost like I were doing an art project or drawing this in my own personal sketchbook. And I chose coffee because I am a bit of a coffee snob. I have to admit, I love coffee. I was a barista and a manager of a local coffee shop back home in Tennessee for over 4 years, so it was definitely a part of my life for a very long time, and I miss it every day. I loved that shop. I loved what I did, and the owners roasted their own coffee, and to this day I have yet to find a better cup of coffee. I still order it and get it shipped down here to Texas. That is how much I love their coffee. And Christmas break is coming up, of course, because I'm filming this still in December. And so we are about to leave and go home for an extended amount of time. And when I tell you, I am so excited to go to the coffee shop where I used to work and get coffee every single day, twice a day, maybe even 3 times a day. That might sound crazy, but I seriously am someone who loves coffee. And so for me, I thought there's no better way for me to start my mornings. And so what better way to start my year than with a coffee theme? Originally, I had an idea to use actual coffee to paint with. It was something that I did several years ago for an art project, a gift that I made for someone. I painted different latte arts with actual coffee, which was very fun. It was a bit challenging at times, but ultimately I decided I wanted more depth to the paintings, to the coffee, and so I did use my watercolors for that. And then all of the other outlining, again, is with my Sharpie S gel pen. I love this pen. I think I will forever use this pen. But yeah, so I'm using watercolors, and that is the only color in the whole spread, which was something that I really loved and really wanted to accomplish. So the only color scheme throughout this is that of coffee. So the coffee is, brown, and then we have latte art, which is like a lighter tan color, and those are the only colors throughout the spread. Even like the flower next to it is just sketched out with this Sharpie pen, and I love the vibe. I love everything that it went for. So on the left here, I decided to do a really pretty art page. You have a latte art of leaves, and then next to it I drew this really pretty flower, a tulip, I believe, and I really just wanted it to be pretty and kind of a statement piece. And then I put the definition of coffee below it, which is a dark magical substance, because it's magical and it's dark and it's amazing, truly. And you can see here that I'm going over the art with a white gel pen, and then I'm adding in some of those bubbles around the edges, which makes it look, I think, 10 times better than it did. But yeah, and then on the right here we have an espresso machine. This is slightly smaller than the one I used at the shop back home, much smaller, but I thought it was cute nonetheless, and I would love to have a real espresso machine like that in my house one day. Right now I do have a Nespresso, and it's not bad, but I keep forgetting to buy pods, and so genuinely it just sits there, which seems like a waste. But I would love to have a real espresso machine where I can tamp the shots and all of those lovely things. So moving on, I went in on my habit trackers, and then I painted any sort of coffee or latte art first, so that again I could go over it and outline it with that marker without it smudging. So on the right with the habit trackers, I loved this idea of putting the title in the center and having a coffee pot pour into a beautiful just coffee mug. And then on the right here underneath the calendar we have another latte art, which is just the heart one, and then next to it we have a portafilter to pull shots with, obviously. But it's got coffee in it, and that's a portafilter next to it. And then again, keeping the calendar pretty small. You guys know, or should know by now, that I like my calendar pretty small because I like my weekly spreads to be pretty big so that I can do huge to-do list and put the important dates there. So really I just put like dates in here, like if we're leaving for a trip, for instance, or if like I have a doctor's appointment or anything like that. But up at the top, it felt a little bare, so I added in just some coffee beans surrounding it. And then we go in with the same colors to do the dates and the numbers. I did continue my habit tracker. It was something that I was debating getting rid of because I'm not the greatest at keeping up with it, in all honesty, but that's okay. I still decided that I wanted to obviously better myself in the new year, and so keeping the habit tracker and dedicating myself to keeping up with it this year. So hopefully that goes well for me. I added a couple new habits that I wanted to track, just general things like drinking enough water, making sure I take all my vitamins and supplements, working out. I would love to read every day and, do some sort of cleaning every day, dishes, picking up, sweeping. I feel like I'm always sweeping because I have 3 pets, 2 dogs and a cat, and so I'm always sweeping because I refuse to let the hair control my life. But the last thing I'm tracking is, I call it bedtime just because I needed a simple title, but it's just generally having a nice bedtime routine, something to wind down. I want to stay off my phone at night. Same for when I'm waking up. So just having a good wind down time where I read my book or just, calm down before bed. Those simple kind of habits. And now that we're through with the calendar and the habit tracker, we are flipping on over to the weekly spread. This is the only weekly spread that I show in this plan with me. I know a lot of people do that anyways, but normally I go ahead and show all of them because I do make them all at once. Otherwise, I don't keep up with it. That seems to be the theme with me. But I'm trying something new, and I think I'm going to post a separate video where I finish all of the weekly spreads because I do make them different. And so I thought it might just be interesting to have a separate video. That way I'm not overwhelming this video with like so many weekly spreads. But we're going to just test it out and see how I like it. Also, I do just want to apologize if you hear my dogs barking in the background. Bless them, I love them, but they drive me crazy with their barking sometimes, so I apologize if you hear them in the background. But moving on to the doodles that I chose to do up here, we have a mocha pot, or it's also known as a percolator, and then we have a French press and a pour over with a filter up at the top. Just classic, kind of elegant coffee related items, instead of just doing like mugs and things like that, which I do later in a later weekly spread. I do like iced coffee, hot coffee, takeout coffee, those kinds of things. But we're just sketching these out and finishing it up here. Speaking of coffee, I would say my favorite, like my go-to order if I go to a coffee shop anywhere that I know is like gonna taste the same everywhere, is an iced Americano with like just a splash of cream. That's literally my favorite. At home, I just drink it black with a splash of half and half, generally what I do. But I do like the fun stuff as well. I'm not one of those people who's like, that's not coffee, or is a total snob. I do like the fun stuff. I love coconut, like white chocolate mocha with coconut is amazing if you ever want to try. But here we are on to the final flip through. It kind of snuck up on me there, but I really loved the way this turned out. Let me know if you did too, and thank you so much for watching.